Okay, so my name is Haley Nerlich, and I'm here with Lunchtime, and we are fighting hunger by feeding growing minds. So just to frame the problem for you, there are 15.8 million children under the age of 18 in the United States that do not know where their next nutritious meal is coming from. To frame this in terms of what it is for Pennsylvania, that means only 19 out of 100 low-income children know where their next scheduled meal is during the summertime. So our purpose at Lunchtime is to provide nutritional meals to children in underserved rural areas of Pennsylvania. These meals will be served during the summer and any time that the children are not under public school care, which excludes weekends. Our solution is to harness the power of food and delivery trucks. This gives us direct access to the children that really need this food. We will then partner with school districts so that we will know exactly where these children are. And then we have our trucks follow pre-existing school bus routes. This is a system that the children already understand, and we are not asking them to learn anything new. We will reach these children through school assemblies, any type of community involvement event, and marketing material that we distribute. We have created a website, and on this website you can see our mission statement, our sponsors, a place where you can go on and donate, a menu so that the children can figure out what that meal is for the day, and then they can decide if that's what they want, and we also have other options available. Maybe. And then there's also a spot on the website where the children can go to learn about what it is to have a nutritious meal so they can make that for themselves. You should care about this cause. These are children that cannot fend for themselves. They cannot provide this food for themselves. As a teacher, as an administrator, as a business person, as a human being, it is your duty to try to provide for people who cannot provide for themselves. We have had several people validate this idea for us. One of them is Rena Irwin. She is the CEO of Child Development Centers. Next is Joe Carrico. He is a former superintendent of Oil City School District. Susan Martin has been a school administrator for over 20 years. Luke Brawler has been a youth pastor at several churches in the area. And Joseph Martin is a school board member as well as a member of the Franklin Ministerium. We do have an MVP for you, and that would be a one-week pilot program. Now, this program has already been funded. Child Development Centers has offered us $4,000 in order to fund this one-week program so that we can prove to you that this is an idea that you need to invest in. We would provide cold meals for 1 week to 385 children. And we already have 6 volunteers willing to give us their vehicles and their time so that they can distribute these meals. So once we prove this to you, and I know that we will, we are asking for you to help us with a 3-year goal. Now, we picked 2 of the poorest and most rural school districts in Venango County, which is about 4 or 5 counties north of us here in Pittsburgh. And we will only be able to reach 25% of those children that need these meals the most in those 2 school districts. By year 3, we're hoping to hit 50% of those children, which means that in one summer, we will serve 54,595 meals. We have had several sponsors willing to already help us and give us funding. That would be, as I stated, Child Development Centers. They are a nonprofit early childhood education facility. The USDA Summer Food Service Program, the Samuel Justice Charitable Trust. I know all of us really enjoyed Dream Cream last night, and they offered to give us a flavor at their store for a month or potentially an entire summer. And then the Franklin and Oil City Ministerium program, which is a group of churches that come together, and they will support us through funding as well as a volunteer program. So at this time, it's time for you to step up, to make a difference and to give a child a lunch.
Is your goal as a business to be a nonprofit organization, and how exactly do you plan on generating revenue, if not?
That's a really great question, and that's one that's come up several times. So to explain that to you, yes, we are a nonprofit. Our main funding is from what's considered the Summer Food Service Program, and that is a program that is federally funded, and then each state runs their own version of that. So to make, in terms of how it would apply to this, if I can buy food and other supplies for $1.20, then the state will give me $3.50 for every time I hand that meal to a child. That does not cover gas as well as mileage. So in Venango County, so there's a total of 675 square miles in Venango County. Of that, there are 54,984 that are residents. 10,000 of those are considered under the age of 18, which means most likely they're enrolled in some type of schooling. Of that, 40% of them live within city limits. So 60% of those children live outside of that, it's like 275 miles. So we need to reach a total square mileage of 405 miles. So with that, we are looking to get obviously funding from organizations that know this is a success and want to make this program more useful in their communities. So that's when we have child development centers, funds like that. We are looking for corporate sponsors. Giant Eagle is a huge place in this side of Western Pennsylvania, as well as we talked about, who else would be fine? Other like food industries, PNC is a big community supporter, as well as community support inside that community. So when we expand this, when this expands to other counties, we really want the community to step up and help their own children. If they want their community to succeed and to become more profitable and have more people come to that community, then they need their education system and the children in that system to be able to support themselves.
Have you talked to the schools you plan to work with?
Yes, I have. I have a close connection with both Valley Grove and Oil City school districts through both superintendents as well as principals and other school teachers. And they have agreed that they will give me access to the children that receive free and reduced lunch through the National School Lunch Program, which I'm sure if any of you are school teachers or principals, you understand what that is. They said that I do not want the information. I don't want their name. I don't want any type of aspect of that, but if they have a form that they will send out and then they will agree that yes, they want us to help them, they will give us their address and then meet with transportation directors and plot those on their pre-existing school bus routes, and that's how we will access those children.
And I'm just sorry, who makes the meals? I know that you're getting funding for the food itself, but I don't know what your workforce that you're developing to create the meals.
So for this summer, Child Development Centers has offered for us to use their facilities, which they have 5 locations, satellite locations with kitchens. We will then use the food that they prepare, package it, and then have delivery drivers come and pick those up. They will be kept at 140 degrees, which is the Department of Agriculture's requirement that food must be kept at once it's prepared, and then those meals would then be delivered directly to children in their communities.